Hey y'all, it's Miss A. Today we are going to be dividing fractions. Yesterday we multiplied fractions, and you're going to find out really quickly that dividing fractions is extremely similar to multiplying fractions. It's really easy. So make sure you're taking notes, following along, whether you're at home or here in person with me. Write down anything you find important, especially the examples that we're going to do. So let's get started. It says that when dividing fractions, you must multiply. Yes, that's correct. Even though we're dividing, you're going to multiply by the reciprocal of the second fraction. So to divide fractions, you actually end up multiplying by the reciprocal of the second fraction. So the next question you're probably asking yourself is, what is a reciprocal? I've never heard of that before. Two numbers are reciprocals if their product is equal to 1. So to find the reciprocal of a fraction, all you do is you simply flip the fraction. Flipping the fraction makes it the reciprocal. So let's try it. Find the reciprocal of each fraction that's given here below. We have 2/3. So all we're going to do is we're going to flip those numbers. So the reciprocal is 3/2. We have 5/6, so we're going to flip that. Our reciprocal is 6/5, 6/5. Now this one's a little bit tricky because it's a whole number. So first of all, we have to make a whole number a fraction by putting a 1 underneath it. That's how you make any whole number a fraction. And now we can flip it to get the reciprocal of 1/4. And the last one is 1/3, so the reciprocal would be 3/1, or you could simply say it's 3. All right, so remember, like we just talked about earlier, remember that to divide fractions, we have to multiply by the reciprocal, or the flip, whatever you want to put, the reciprocal, if I can spell, that's why I teach math, don't teach English, reciprocal of the second fraction. So to do this, we remember 3 steps. We're going to keep, change, and we're going to flip. So we're going to keep the first fraction exactly how it is. We're going to change the division sign to multiplication. Because remember, we're multiplying by the reciprocal. So keep the first fraction, change the division sign to multiplication, and then step 3 is to flip the second fraction. You're only going to flip the second fraction because it says multiply by the reciprocal of the second fraction. So we keep, we change, we flip. So let's see what that looks like right here. We have 3/6 divided by 2/3. We're going to keep, change, and flip. So that equivalent expression becomes 3/6 times, now do the reciprocal of that second fraction, and you get 3/2. 3/6 times 3/2 is the equivalent expression of 3/6 divided by 2/3. All right, so let's try that again. Let's generate an equivalent expression for each division problem that's below. We have 3/5 divided by 1/2. So again, we're going to keep, change, flip. We're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So that's equal to 3/5 times, and then flip it to get the reciprocal of 2/1. All right, and then here, again, we're going to keep, change, flip. So our equivalent expression is 2/4 multiplied by 3/2. Keep, change, flip. Keep the first fraction, change it to multiplication, and flip the second fraction. So that's the first part of our lesson today, is just knowing that the equivalent expression of the division problem is to flip and multiply by the reciprocal of the second fraction. Okay? That's the first part that we're doing today. Keep, change, and then flip. All right, and then on the back here, we have 2 examples to actually divide the fractions. Remember, again, keep, change, flip. So these problems were exactly the ones from on the front page. So 2/4 divided by 2/3, sorry. We're going to keep, change, flip. So we're going to keep it 2/4. We're going to change it to multiplication. We're going to flip that second fraction for the reciprocal. And now all I have to do is what we learned yesterday, which is multiply straight across the fraction. Straight across. 2 times 3 equals 6. 4 times 2 equals 8. All right, and then now we're going to simplify. So if you remember yesterday, I did show you how to simplify using your multiplication chart. Or you could just divide by a common factor. In this case, the common factor is 2. But what we're going to do is we're going to find 6 over 8 right here on our multiplication chart. So all I have to do to simplify it is move to the left, and we get our simplified fraction of 3/4. Again, what I did here was divide by that common factor of 2. All right, let's do one more example for dividing fractions. We have 3/5 divided by 1/2. So we're going to keep, change, flip. Keep the first fraction 3/5. We're going to change the division to multiplication. And we're going to flip that second fraction to get its reciprocal. So 2 over 1. And now we're going to follow our rules for multiplying fractions. And we're going to go straight across. So we're not doing any division. We're literally multiplying. All right, so 3 times 2 equals 6. 5 times 1 equals 5. Now, I will be honest, a lot of the times you're going to be able to keep your answer exactly like this. This is perfectly fine. As far as answer choices on a test, the improper fraction is okay. But if we wanted to change that into a mixed number, we would just divide it, top in, bottom out. The numerator divided by the denominator. 5 goes into 6 one time, which is 5. Subtract, we would get 1, and we would stop there. We wouldn't put a decimal. We're just making it into a mixed number, so my whole number is 1, and my fraction becomes 1 over 5. Okay, and that's how you would get the mixed number. But like I said, for the purposes of test, the answer choice will be in improper fractions. At least for now it will. Anyway, guys, that's it. That's all you're doing for dividing fractions. You're really not dividing. You're multiplying by the reciprocal of the second fraction. So remember to keep the first fraction, change the multiplication to division, and then flip that second fraction for the reciprocal. Once you have your keep, change, flip done, you're multiplying straight across. And that's it. Make sure you simplify if you need to. If you have any questions or need any help, feel free to ask me, whether it be on Zoom, email me in Canvas, or let me know here in class. Y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.